We begin this afternoon with breaking news from Ukraine, where at least 9 people are reported dead and dozens of others were injured today, according to the government officials. Clashes in the country continue to become more and more violent between police and demonstrators. The Ukrainian Interior Ministry reports that some police officers have been killed. Protests against President Viktor Yanukovych have been underway for 12 weeks now. The Ukrainian parliament is considering constitutional changes that would make it much more powerful than the president. President Yanukovych is set to meet with opposition parties tomorrow to discuss peaceful resolutions. For the latest from Ukraine, here's RT's Irina Galushko.
Well, basically, all we have to do in order to understand what's happening in the Ukrainian capital is to look at the pictures, and they truly are mind-blowing. The central Independence Square in Kiev is up in flames right now. The protesters are tossing Molotov cocktails at the police. The police are responding with tear gas and water cannons. And at this point, although it is cold out there, it does look, just by observing the situation, that the water cannons are sort of doing a double work at this point, because the Molotov cocktails do not seem to be reaching the police as the rioters intend them to. A lot of the Molotov cocktails actually drop right there on the Maidan, on the Independence Square, setting the entire area on fire. It's like there's a circle of fire in the center of Kiev. We do know that the protests have broken out just hours before. They were supposed to be, according to the organizers, peaceful marches towards the parliament, but very quickly those escalated into a very brutal confrontation between the police and the rioters, who started throwing stones and Molotov cocktails again. The police have retaliated with rubber bullets and tear gas. But the most troubling development as of now is the fact that, according to police, this is the first time where they can officially say that those on the sides of protesters have used live rounds. And we do know that at least 2 police have died from gunshot wounds. 3 more are reportedly in coma right now. More than 30 police have been injured. When it comes to protesters, they're saying more than 100 people have sustained injuries in the mayhem that has been ruling the day in the Ukrainian capital at the moment. It's also important to note that at this point, all access roads to the Ukrainian capital are being blocked by police starting from midnight on February 19th. That is essentially in a couple hours' time. Nobody will be able to enter the city because the government does not want to see reinforcement coming in for the rioters. Also, the president of the country, Viktor Yanukovych, says he will hold an emergency meeting at 11 p.m. local time, so that's in 2 hours' time, in order to see the situation possibly calm down. But by looks of it, at the moment, when you see the entire central Kiev ablaze, it does not look like that will be the case. Again, this is the first time in recent months that we have seen such brutal clashes with live ammunition being used. Again, protesters are also accusing the police of also using live ammunition, but police are always saying that they do not use live rounds, only possibly pneumatic weapons, and mostly tear gas, rubber bullets, and water cannons. Where the leaders of the opposition right now, not yet clear. However, one of them, Yatsenyuk, has said that he is ready to sit down with the representative of the government or President Yanukovych and carry out talks in order to stop the insanity, in order to stop the violence in the center of Kiev. Whether or not that call will be heeded, whether or not President Yanukovych is ready to sit down with the opposition leaders, not yet clear. Just as it's not clear whether or not all opposition leaders are willing to meet with President Yanukovych. So you're seeing the pictures, you're seeing the mayhem and the brutality, and it's quite possible that we will be seeing these very pictures for next several hours to come.
That was RT's Irina Galushko reporting.